The violence witnessed across the country was unnecessary and uncalled for because violence begets violence. It is unfortunate that it had to get to this. Dialogue is critical to avert similar occurrences in the future. It is now time for restraint and reflection to avoid recurrence of these unfortunate and unprecedented events. The decision by our President this evening to withdraw the finance bill after listening to the people of Kenya is the new beginning that should nurture the culture of consultation and engagement. The President, in his own admission, has listened to the people and admitted there was a problem that the people were opposed to the bill in its entirety. It is also the beginning of acknowledging that there is a disconnect between the people and their government. I really want to thank the President for listening to the people as he should be. The President, myself, and elected leaders are servants of the people. Going forward, this should be the norm, listening to the people. I'm on record for the last 3 months of asking leaders to listen to the ground. And I'm happy that my boss, my President, has listened to the people of Kenya. The loss and destruction of public and private property during the demonstrations is deeply unfortunate. I empathize with the members of Parliament for the traumatic experience in and out of Parliament. I want to urge our young people that they don't have to destroy property to be heard. I want them to know that members of Parliament are free to exercise their voting right. And should anyone have a problem with a member of Parliament for a certain decision that he or she has made, you'll have an opportunity in the next general election to express your displeasure. Most of those offices that have been touched are public offices put up with the public funds. It's very, very unfortunate. As a truthful and honest man, I must acknowledge that we must engage Generation Z and other young people and all Kenyans, including the church, business community, on critical issues facing them. It seems that either we have not listened enough or we have not communicated our intentions effectively, yet many have voiced their concerns. I would like to take this opportunity to ask our leaders to stop the culture of castigating the people with different views and opinions. It is time for leaders to tone down and stop the habit of talking down to the people. And this brings me to the critical issue why I've called this press conference. As Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, I and President William Ruto were on the ballot and were given a mandate by the people of Kenya directly. I am an elected Deputy President, I'm not appointed. I therefore have a responsibility to the people of Kenya, and that responsibility is informed by my belief that honesty and truth are critical components of leadership. We have lost lives, property destroyed, anarchy, fear, uncertainty. How did we get here? How did we get here? We were just elected the other day as a very popular government. Where did the rain begin to beat us? Where did we stop listening to the people? President William Ruto and I were the darling of the Kenyan people. By listening to them, by engaging them. I really want to thank you and ask the people of Kenya to keep peace and to love one another. Now that this matter of Finance Bill 2024 has been settled, let us all go back to work. Let us be peaceful. Let us not be violent. Let us not talk at each other. Let's try to love one another. We have a beautiful country. We have no other country to run to. Let us not burn our country because of disagreements on issues. And I know as long as we keep on talking to each other, this country is going to places. As Deputy President and Principal Assistant to President William Ruto, again, I want to affirm to the people of Kenya that I will continue helping the President to discharge his duties in the management of the affairs of this country. I'll continue giving him proper and sound advice based on honesty and truth, because I'm the only Kenyan who took the Bible in Kasarani and swore before God and before man to advise President William Ruto. Many people have been very unhappy with me for saying things that are truthful, to a point of trying to isolate me because they didn't want me to say the truth. But I'll keep on saying the truth. I'll keep on being truthful and honest, because that is what the people of Kenya expect me to do. I want to ask Kenyans not to punish members of parliament for the stand that they took. A government is formed by a political party. Once a government has a program in parliament and decides it is good for the people, members of parliament from that party must toe the line. I don't want you to punish our members of parliament. They just did what is right in terms of our political formation. Allow them to be. Allow them to support their government, because that's why they were elected as members of the government party. Let us not harass them. Let us not abuse them. Let us not attack their properties. They were just doing what the government wanted. And now that the government has decided to do the right thing, I think we should close that chapter. And if you have a problem with your member of parliament over this matter or any other matter, you will have an opportunity at the right time to punish that member of parliament or affirm he or her by re-electing him or her. And if we do that, it will be good for this country. I want to ask our law enforcement agencies to dignify the President and I before the people of Kenya, and not backtrack on the promises we made to the people of Kenya, that we shall never again use the criminal justice system to manage politics. Yesterday, Nurdin Haji was trying to put up a team together to craft lies and propaganda and attribute the chaos that were in the country to leaders, I included, former President Uhuru Kenyatta and others. Yet it is very clear, and the President has admitted, that these protests were caused by the anger of the people of Kenya and their refusal of Finance Bill 2024. I want to call on the National Intelligence Service not to take us back to the dark old days of the Nyayo era, where you create propaganda and schemes to undermine leaders and those you don't agree with.